Welcome to the Amazing Authorities Podcast, where game changers, visionaries, and category leaders share how they built their brands, platforms, and global influence. Your host is Mitch Carson, international speaker, media strategist, and creator of the Instant Authority System. If you're ready to learn from those who've done it and want to become the go-to expert in your space, you're in the right place.
What if God is speaking to us more than we realize? Today's guest, our authority, Danielle Steckis, is hailing from Australia, and you'll get her accent in just a minute. It's very genuine, but she also lived in the United States, where she attended Bible college in upstate New York back in the 80s, if I recall correctly. And she's going to share with us something we all experience and not necessarily know how to dissect. She's lived her life under serving the Lord, and she's also served helping humans like you and me. And Danielle, welcome to the Amazing Authorities podcast today.
Well, thank you, Mitch, for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, and the topic of dream interpretation, what do they mean? Are they meaningful or meaningless? Unpack that a little bit for us, because most people I know that breathe air, and that's humans, I think there are about 7 billion of us now, have had a dream or two in our lives.
Okay. Well, I'll just walk you through what happened in my life.
Sure.
I started out very slowly with dream interpretation. First of all, I wanted to find out what colors were, what numbers were metaphorically. At one time I had a dream and I immediately knew what it meant. And then I'd ask people about symbols, and other times I'd had other dreams I had no idea about. It wasn't until early 2000 that I got training for dream interpretation, because I always had an interest in it, or from the 80s. And it turned out that I just didn't click with that training. So in 2019, I went to a church and they had these two interpreters there, dream interpreters, and I was watching them and I thought, that's amazing what they're doing. And I said, I wish I could do that. Anyway, they offered training and I did training with them, and things completely changed. And so from then on, I went online to help people with their dreams, to interpret them. I've done a lot of that. I've interpreted dreams for friends and acquaintances, and people get really encouraged by it. And I want to be able to help people see their potential, get encouraged, and, see God's plan for their life.
Well, and you have a podcast, which is What If God is Speaking More Than We Realize?
Yes.
And that's an alluring title, because it leaves us wondering, wow, is there more to it than just the superficial? So do you believe that this is inspired by God, our dreams, or sometimes true, always true, or maybe you could share that a little bit?
Well, I used to think that people's visions at night, they were just stories, visual stories. And I didn't realize any more than that. And I know that people can get words from God through praying. They can get revelation. They can read the word and get God. You can see God speaking through that, or get a prophetic word. But I didn't realize that dreams have a language as well. And it really came through my training. I began to see that God speaks to us. And I've seen him speak to me, and many times through dreams. So,
well, all right. So what gives you that confidence that it's God that is involved with our dreams? How do you make that claim? And because you're very strong about it, and what gives you that
because
position?
they've come to pass.
Oh, okay.
So not every dream I have has been outworked, but there are many that have come to pass. And I know God's speaking to me because it's confirmed. What I saw in the dream has been confirmed. So that's how I know that God speaks to us.
And what is the one of the biggest misconceptions you would say about dream interpretation for Christians?
The, one of them is one of the biggest ones is dream dictionaries can give answers, whereas they're really possibilities that can happen, that can be the case of the dream interpretation. And so really, it's God that has the dream. God is the interpreter of dreams, and we have to rely on Him and the Holy Spirit and pray, and we can see that He's speaking through that. But they're only possibilities and they're only tools. They don't actually, they don't, and also people do need discernment when they're doing dream interpretations. So there's involvement. It's not just a straightforward looking at a book, but it's actually asking God to help you unfold the dream and praying to Him and waiting on Him. And it does happen. So, yeah.
Okay, now you've identified there's a God dream, there's a soul dream, and another. Maybe you could help us understand what those differences are.
A God dream usually is about revelation and alignment. A soul dream is processing our everyday life, where you've got the worries, the fear, the desires, the hopes, and then there's the enemy dream, where he tries to undermine our faith and discourage us.
Now, when you say enemy dream, would you refer to that? Is that Satan?
Yes,
Okay, just want to be clear. So that's Satan
yeah,
talking to us, the
that's right.
archangel.
Trying to undermine us as people. That's one of his primary jobs is to discourage us. And also, God doesn't love you. God's not for you. You know, look at all these things happening. And, we have to watch that and know that it's not from God. God doesn't give us guilt and shame when he talks to us through dreams.
What's a memorable story regarding this that you'd want to share with people?
Well, it's an amazing story that happened. I had a dream. I lost my husband and I had a dream. I prayed for a couple of years and I got this dream about I was in this community building and in it there was this wooden pew and it was turned to the side, not to the front. And at the back there was a man who had an apron on. He came up my way and behind him was a fruit bin. And to the side there was a wedding car and both of us got in the car together. So anyway, a couple of years after that, I met my husband, and
Your
he,
current husband.
my current husband. I'm not collecting them.
No, okay. Well, you're on number two. This is good. He seems,
No,
I met him just a little bit. He's a good bloke.
he is a good bloke. Anyway, and then the dream unfolded because the pew was talking about a Christian community,
Hmm.
him on a Christian dating app, which is a
Ah,
Christian community. And anyway, I found out Alan has a servant heart. He loves to help people, hence the apron. And then the fruit bin showed that I found out he was worked in an orchard. So you got the fruit bin and of course the wedding car. And we both got in at the same time, the same way, and it showed that we're compatible and aligned. So that was an amazing dream because there were so many points in that dream, the details that God was showing me. So yes, that's
so the dream was you saw your husband, your current husband, before you met.
yes, but I couldn't see his face. I saw this man come up, and I couldn't see his face.
So when did you know he was the man that was in your dream?
Well, we took a while to get to know one another because, as I said, we were on a dating site, and I asked him um, what sort of interests he had, and he went
Hmm.
and talked for a while, and it was about a month before he asked me to go for a coffee or anything. I said, and when he did, I said, "Oh, hallelujah, at last!"
Oh gosh, that's funny. He was a slow mover, huh?
He's a slow mover.
Oh gosh.
A lovely man. So we align in so many different ways. We've got so many things in common. It's just amazing how God set that up.
Now, let me ask a personal question. How much time lapsed from when your first husband passed? I know that you were a widow, and then when you met your current husband.
My husband passed away in 2017, and I met Alan in 2023.
Wow. So you had a little period of time there.
Quite a period. But Alan's wife, who passed away, I think, she was 14 years gone before he met me.
Wow. And you came together. So there is hope for people. I mean, I had shared, some things personally with you before we started this podcast today, this recording. And it's just interesting. There's always that time, isn't there?
Yeah.
Sometimes we know when it is going to
Mm.
happen, and sometimes we don't. And you had this dream that came through, and then it unfolded. How much later between the dream to when, okay, he finally asked you out for coffee?
Yes. Well, the dream and when he asked me out for coffee, what was the duration? Is that
Yes.
just, oh, it was years before. I had the dream a couple of years before I met him.
Okay. Okay.
And I didn't know, I couldn't see his face, so I didn't know it was him when I actually approached him online and asked him, what are your interests and everything like that. So it's more that I reached out to him. So,
Well, it is what it is. The result is the same, whether he made the first move or you made the first move. Good on you for making the move. You knew
yes.
where you were going to make that dream a reality. And you
Well,
called.
no, I didn't see it like that because I
Oh,
had that dream, and even though I saw the marriage car, I didn't fully accept that it was telling me God was telling me. It wasn't until it happened did I realize God was speaking to me. I thought it was just a desire, and I didn't know if it was a confirmation. That was one thing that I found out through that.
how about Lucifer? Did he invalidate or attempt to invalidate any step along the way before you met your husband?
What you mean,
Okay. Well, we
mess?
have the dark, the dark
Yes.
side, the one that invalidates or attempts to say this isn't right for you, or to erode any potential for happiness.
With regard to Alan or just
Yes.
anyone?
Well,
No.
okay. Well, with this relationship, I'm referring to.
I did pray to God a lot. I prayed to God a lot to meet somebody, and these are the things I asked for. I asked for somebody that loves the Lord and somebody we could look after each other. And Alan asked for exactly the same things. That was just so amazing. That was some of the commonness
So
in
you were aligned there perfectly.
aligned. And we both are widowed. We both had twins, children.
Wow.
We both
Wow. That's eerily similar.
And
Wow.
we both will work with Cambodian people. He worked in the orchard, and I went to a Cambodian church. It were just so many things that lined up. It was just amazing. Yeah.
So when you knew, you knew. So then after the
Yeah.
coffee, how much longer did it take to go to the next level?
Well, we just went out for dinner, and he said to me about 3 months after he met, "Oh, can I meet your family?"
Ah,
Well, we met my family, and then I met his, and I think how long have we? 2023 we met September, and in 20 January 2025 we actually married. So yeah, thank
so
you.
you're kind of newlyweds. It's a year
We're,
and
we're
some,
newlyweds, and
kind of a,
we've only argued. How many times have we argued?
but whose house did you move in? Who moved into whose house?
Well, Alan sold his house and then he came down after he got married and we were together living at my
Okay, got
and
it.
then we sold up and came down to the country. So where his daughter lives down this way. So
Oh, nice, nice.
yeah,
Okay. Well, that's the human result in where you have no question about God's influence into your dreams and where it isn't necessarily on your time. And that's where I think people get impatient. It's like
yeah,
they dream something and they want it immediately. We want it now, now, now.
right. Yeah, that's right.
Immediate gratification. And
Yes.
sometimes, and the gratification and satisfaction may come at a different time where people say it's in God's time.
Yes.
When it's to happen, we don't have much control over that. But it
Yeah.
sounds like you had an inspiration because you reached out to him. You had
Yeah.
some kind of a clue. Okay, well, you don't know. He may pick up another woman if I don't act now. So,
Well, no, I never thought that.
oh,
I just reached out to him, and um, yeah, he was a bit more reserved, I guess.
okay.
But, yeah, no, that was just
Did you know when you met in person that this was who it was going to be?
no.
Okay, so it wasn't immediate.
It wasn't immediate, absolutely not immediate. It was a growing thing. And I'll tell you what happened when we met, and we first met at the cafe.
Uh-huh.
Alan was shorter than me, and he's a sort of smaller frame man. And
Uh-huh.
I was a little bit disappointed at the time. And anyway, I said to him, "Oh, it's obvious that I'm a bigger woman and you're a smaller man. Does that worry you?" And he said, "No." So we went on from there. And
Well,
then
are you tall? Are you because
I'm 5'9".
okay.
How tall are you, Alan? 5'5".
Okay.
So anyway, we went down to the park in the day, and we're sitting down talking, and it was time to, to go home, and I couldn't get off the ground.
Oh
So
boy.
he got on his all fours, and I had to press up on his back to get up. And
Oh boy.
we had a giggle about that.
Well, that is a giggle. It's like because our knees go out and at a certain point, or I don't know maybe it was your hips. Who knows what the
I just
what
couldn't get up.
can get. Okay, well that happens. It
So,
certainly it happens to the best of us. But
yeah.
so if somebody was to take away, first of all, how do they get in touch with you, Danielle? Where can they learn? Because you consult people on guiding them through their dreams,
Yes.
inspired by God, so they can reach
Yeah.
out for your help and guidance. Where can
Yeah.
they find you?
Well, I've got a website called Danielle Steckis at dreamsunfolded.com.
Okay.
And I also have a book. If they get in contact with me, I can send them a book. It's a dream reflection workbook, and it has a place where they can record their dreams and the date of the dream. It keeps them organized, and it keeps it in sequence. And they also have got a part where they can put reflections down, or take actions if they have to pray about it, see somebody, do some things. And yeah, so that's a very helpful tool. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you.
No, that's great. That's super helpful. So it's give us the domain one more time.
It's Danielle Steckis at dreamsunfolded.com.
Dreamsunfolded.com. And you've also written a chapter in an anthology, which is
Yes,
the Freedom Blueprint
yes,
book that's coming out very soon. So they can secure a copy of that and look at you along with some other experts in different categories.
yes.
Okay. Well, great. Danielle, you've been a fantastic guest. I love the human story of meeting your husband. And I'm hoping to dream real soon and to find my next wife because I've been single now 20 years after my partner change, let's just call it. And it would be great to envision this person, but I hope she has a face. That's the only thing I'm looking for. Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, have you been praying about it?
I've been certainly focused and I meditate and I ask for guidance every single day about doing more. It's more about who can I help than bring this person into my life
Okay.
for a romantic aspect. So I'm going to answer it in the way that because after I had my heart attack 2.5 years ago, it wasn't overnight. It wasn't like I saw a light and all of a sudden everything lined. Over time, I had these gradual, maybe they were dreams. So that's why I'm sharing this with you. Maybe they were gradual dreams or visions. That's why I'm not sure how to categorize them or classify them correctly. And this is where I need your help maybe, is I had these visions of like, what is my real purpose here? And if you were to ask me what my real purpose was, a few decades ago, it was a very different answer than it would be today. I'm a senior citizen. I'm 65, almost 66 years old. And my perspective is, or my concern or goal is legacy and who can I help? It seemed a little bit canned when I would hear people say it before, oh, who can I help? I truly believe that now. I embody it. And you chose me to help you with your podcast as a coach, which I look at with gratitude. It's confirmation that what I enjoy doing is helping people. So
Yes.
and it was it a vision? Was it a dream? Because I had great interest in interviewing you about this topic, because somewhat is selfish interest, of curiosity myself, because I don't know how to interpret these things. Were they visions? Were they divinely inspired, or were they just imagination? This is where I get a little bit confused as to how to.
One of the things that really helps if you write it down, because you get a lot of details. I get all the details, colors, numbers, names, relationships like father, brother, sister, etc.
Okay.
And buildings, locations, all sorts of things. The more you put into it, the better it is to get the interpretation. But I also like to add that I feel really impressed to tell everybody this, that you've got to see dreams through God's love. We may have the different types of dreams, but He always wants to bring redemption to our situation, show us His love, give us hope. He has plans for us to give us hope and a future. That's what He's about. So,
Okay.
through my experience and journey in life, and I've had many different prophetic experiences, and I've found God's love. He showed me His love so dramatically, and it's really just changed my view. So we've always got to look at God as showing us, The enemy might try to undermine it, but that's not God. So I just wanted to finish with that. Thank you.
No, I appreciate that. You've been a great guest. I learned a lot, and I feel quite inspired. And I'm going to follow your direction and write some of these things down so I can understand what they mean, because I just thought, I didn't think much of it. It was like, okay, maybe this, and then I forget. But I have had these visions of, hey, I need to make some changes here, and they haven't been easy, but they've been organic and natural.
That's great.
The way I would say. So, well, great. Danielle, thank you so much for your time today, and I look forward to having you on in the future.
Thank you, Mitch. You're an inspiring podcaster too. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to the Amazing Authorities Podcast. If today's episode inspired you, take a moment to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. It helps more experts like you rise to the top. For behind-the-scenes access and free resources to boost your authority, head to MitchCarson.com. Until next time, stay amazing.